Move without incident to the planet Paleo, I decided, oh look, I've got all the initial paragraphs for the planets written down except for Mephisto, my first planet. Well, what I noticed was Biras, not Picol, actually had the exact same result. So I could get the same environment, same effects, that whatever paragraph created that same thing twice exists on two different planets. So there's a possibility of getting to the exact same place on the different planets, from different planets. So I just got unlucky, essentially, by getting the exact same result. I didn't realize that was possible. I thought that each environment set up in the game would be completely different. But there is a very limited number of paragraphs, so they probably initially did have a more expanded version of the game and cut things away to fit it in the magazine-sized game, which is a pity. It would be great if somebody worked this game further out and made it a richer, bigger story, because as it stands, they're just, there's a limited replay. Now, you can look, though. Here's all the monsters I haven't found yet, right? All the things, special stuff. And then there's some special stuff that's just events and stuff, like those aliens that I discovered in the last planet that I just have not run across yet. Okay, this is going to be a tough one. Already you can tell because the size of the planet is large. It ended up with heavy gravity, but the rest of it worked out pretty well. 25% hydrograph, life support of 1, which means my supply checks will be a little better than usual. I got a normal atmosphere, nothing special I need there. I ended up, there were 3 options as always. This one where I ended up, over here, and then over here with this cave complex. With that huge cave complex and the fact that caves are kind of hard to find, outside this environment. There's one here, and I haven't really gotten to explore caves yet. I'm definitely not going to take the rover because it doesn't work in them. And the heavy weight meant, well, if I've got to leave somebody behind in the shuttle, and I'm pretty much playing with that as a given now, well, let's take people because they're easier to port around than the robots. But I am bringing the big carry bot because I'm going to have, or ambot or whatever, because I'm going to have trouble with this heavy gravity carrying enough food and supplies to operate. Took sort of a minimal set of equipment so that I could get 25 supplies, a couple stun bombs, some E-cages, and I brought a med kit along. I'm bringing this time the Galactic Survey Officer because we've got an active geology. You can't see that there, but that one kind of goes with it. And he and the Science Officer are going to be my expedition along with the M-Bot. I brought the Medical Officer. That's not what I meant. No. I meant to bring someone else. I meant to bring the Maintenance Officer, who weighs the same. He's going to be back at the shuttle, and he's going to be the guy who allows me to repair things if I need to, so I didn't have to bring a toolkit with me. And unfortunately, or fortunately, he's got an injury, so I'm going to use the medikit on him like I did with the commanding officer and the doctor last time. Try to bring my healing up. Basically, right now, I need to bring the navigator at some point. I'm going to need 1, 2, and then I've got 2 more healings to do. Now, the navigator takes 2 on his own, so he's kind of the guy I have to bring at some point. The idea there is let's avoid having to spend 2 turns when it only takes 1 for me to get all these critters into my scoring. So if things work well, and they probably won't, I won't have to spend too many months on healing. Let's read this paragraph. It's kind of an interesting one. The shuttle is set down on a barren plain. A huge mountain fills the view from the west, over there. And Its top is flat and hosts 3 constructed towers of unknown origin. No vegetation exists in the area, so these are going to all just be flats instead. The climate is Saharan. Add 1 to the LSV, so my life support goes up to a 2 because of that nasty Saharan climate. And then I'm going to start exploring the landing hex. And I've got something interesting to go see. I've got this alien structure. Serious problem here, and it's going to be much worse on Opoplo. That's the only giant planet I have to face. This heavy gravity means that each person can only carry 2 less than they normally, or can carry 2 less than they normally would. So the M-Bot has 7, 3, and 4. So only 14 things can be carried. So I'm carrying an E-cage and a stun bomb, and the rest in supplies. I got to make it up there to that building and explore it, and that's going to be tough to do. I might have to do it in multiple steps. Okay, well, I just found me a critter, and I lost its number. It's 009. I discover a tortoise-like creature. Choose an encounter strategy, and there's a special starred reaction for communicate. Now, the question is, should I read these or not? It's in the paragraph I'm in, so I'm going to say that I can, but sometimes I've played so I can't. Determine the intelligence rating. This is if a star comes up on the communicate. If the rating is 6 or more and the neuroscanner's in the expedition, you get a peaceful message. Capture is not permitted. You get some victory points, but not as many as from a fight. This thing's very slow. Doesn't look very combat ready. I'm going to go for an attack on it, actually, to capture. I think my chances of capturing it are better than of communicating with it. We'll see. Add the creature's intelligence modifier and subtract the absolute value of its aggression. Oh, so I'm at a -1. Oh, that's for communicate. If capture or kill is chosen, add the creature's intelligence and aggression modifiers to the die result. Okay, its intelligence is 1, but its aggression's -2, so I get a -1 on the die result, which gives me a 4, which is number 20. So I'm going to just try to capture it. There's more possible advantage to communication, but I feel like right now what I want to do is bag critters. I don't have to go for high-risk options. Conduct combat, add together the creature's intelligence, aggression, and speed modifiers. That ends up at about a -4. If this sum is positive, okay, so I'm going to be able to shift in my favor. I'll probably not need to use any special equipment then. So, let's see what we got here. We got 009. He's got a combat rating of 1. Or a combat modifier of 1. And now I roll to see what his combat is going to be. 7, he's going to have a combat of 5. Script that down because I've got it. And let's see. I've got 4, 7. I'm doing capture. 8. That's not very good. Alright, I'm going to have to gas him. The GSO will gas him. So that's 6, 10, 11 to 5. That gets me a +6 with 2 column shifts. That puts me on the best table. I roll a 1. I will capture him for a damage point. Now here's the question. Do I want to take this on supply because supply is limited here? I'm going to, because I have other problems in my overall plan. And I've got him in an E-cage now. I think I want to go back. I only have 1 E-cage with me. I want room for something else. I have no bombs left. I want to load up on equipment and get back there. I'm in trouble now. I explored up here and started exploring around in these mountains up here. I didn't find anything here, and I'm not finding. I would have found something apparently, and if I had rolled a little different order or whatever. But anyway, I'm out of supplies. I've taken significant hits. 6 hits on my 2 characters. That's not good at all. I gotta start walking back, and I need to do fast movement. I'm actually at 0 now, so I should, in terms of movement, so I should be able to get back, but I think I'm bugging out at this point. I managed to recover a couple of health points and pull back up to the planet. Now I've got one of the last decent planets to explore, or the last decent one, this Corcoran. It's a small planet in the biosphere that should be worth some points. Otherwise, where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 critters. 5 points each, essentially. 4 for the stats, plus 1 for the critter. So that's 30. 33, 35, 36, 37. Plus 7 for my find puts me to 44. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. I need 10 more points. Again, I should be able to do it. And if I hadn't already lost on that auto loss, well, I would feel pretty comfortable at this point. Okay, so after my successful exploration of Paleo, I moved on here, but I took a 1-month hiatus there, which gave me all the values for these. And of course, being who I am, I rolled them all out for no particular reason. But that's just me. I got a highly intelligent thing. I think it was that weird blue thing that came out of the snow with a 7 intelligence. The tortoise was not intelligent. Just some interest, 5. Mildly, but probably not much more than a dog or a monkey. Just by my guess of, it had to be a 6 or higher to be human, right? Or to be communicatable and make friends with. And I also did some healing. The Geological Survey Officer is still got a couple of wounds on him. I took one off, but I took the wounds off the Navigator. Not because I particularly want to use the Navigator, but because he had enough wounds on him that he can't heal in one operation. Now, I've still got 7 wounds left, which is 1 more than I can heal for a month, in a month's time and space. So I probably have to shift one of these guys, the GSO or the weapons officer, down to planet and hope I get him. This is really my last chance for a really lucky planet. Now, after I get to this, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I don't have enough months to explore both planets. And if I explore this one, I don't have any extra time to spare to heal. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then I probably have enough time to do my healing. So I'm not going to get down to Meso, which is a shame because it's a more likely planet that I'll be able to do anything on. But right now I've got this one to deal with, and I'll come back after I determine what happened. I didn't get the light gravity I would have liked. Instead I ended up with Earth-like. But overall I got a very pleasant planet with a 0 life support value, 50% hydrograph, quiet, normal atmosphere. It's a tropical climate. My choices were between these 3 environments. Now, I wish you could kind of pick your environment based on what you see from the scan. You have some power to do that, but not a whole lot in terms of you can take one reroll. I ended up with this one. I'm fine with whichever one I had, but if I knew which environment I was going in, I would have prepared a little differently, perhaps. One of the things was this one has a lot of caves, but it's part of the randomness in the game. And you can't completely prepare. But I'll tell you, the game is kind of rough. I've decided to... I've sort of standardized what my missions are going to be like. 3 characters. Yeah, they're big supply eaters, but okay. And the Ambot. And a small assortment of tools, mainly E-cages and the stun bombs. They're pretty cheap to carry, along with kits to fix the stuff I bring with me, a bot kit and a mech tool kit in this case. And I've got the medical officer along because I brought the Navigator. I'm going to try to heal him. If I can get him healed by 1 point, I'm in better shape. If I can get him healed more than that, hey, bonuses. But while I'm doing that, I also have to worry about trying to get some points here and doing some exploration. The reading for this one: the shuttle is set down atop an ivy-covered slope. The heavy mist over the region prevents further visual information. The climate is tropical. that's about it. Nothing too interesting here. I found something in the expedition hex. I found a sleeping saurian creature. 10-foot long beast stirs as I inspect it. Choose an encounter strategy. If I take combat and get a star, it'll use a special attack on me. However, with an intelligence of 0, I want to capture this sucker. I've got everybody here. It's my landing hex. So, I should have a pretty good chance at this. We hope. Well, unless that asterisk comes out. So, I'm going to go for capture. I add the creature's intelligence and aggression to the die roll. His intelligence is 0, his aggression is -1. I get a total of 0. That's going to put me on table 14. I determine his aggression rating. Okay, this is creature 60, I believe. His aggression's a -1. Oh, I gotta remember this number. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm on 14 if I can remember that. I'm on a -1 on the aggression check. He's a 6. That gives me a 4. So I scribble that down because I've gotten a victory point for that no matter what. And now we go back to the paragraph. This was one of the brilliant things in Tales from the Arabian Nights. The paragraph section is separated from everything else. I think it may have also been in Return of the Stainless Steel Rat, but in this first game, they really didn't understand how much of a pain that would be. If the aggression is 5 or less, it is. Determine the creature's speed. Oh, well, I get to figure out a new value, I guess. Okay, and now we go back in the book and we look at its speed, also a -1. Its speed is a 1. Okay, now I go back to the paragraph, which is up here, so it's not too hard. If the speed rating is more than 1 higher than the single highest speed rating, this creature escapes. No, that's not going to happen. If the creature fails to escape, or if it's a pissy creature, we get to go combat. If the intelligence modifier is negative, shift to the right equal to the modifier. The modifier, I believe, is 0. So now I determine combat. I've already gotten most of my information on this critter. Just got to find my dice. His combat rating is at +1. He's a big 6. Okay, but what am I? Remember, I've got everybody here. I'm a 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18 to 6. That gives me a 12, and I've got a shift in my favor. We're doing this. I get a 4. That's an A. That means I take 1 damage point. I'm going to take that damage point on supplies as I quickly capture myself this creature. And that's worth a couple extra victory points. 1 for capturing the critter, and then 1 more if I get a chance. Well, no matter what, I'm going to get a chance to discover the creatures, because that actually doesn't take any time because I have the science officer. Now I have to form my actual expedition. No big deal, you know, having everybody there where the shuttle landed, but anywhere else that I go, I gotta leave somebody with this. Discovered a large winged mammalian creature flying lazily in circular patterns, staying near the ground. Now, communication or combat, if an asterisk happens, I have the ambot present, it'll just fly right away. So, there aren't a lot of options here. It's got a high intelligence, a 2-point intelligence. You know what? I'm going to try communications. I haven't tried it much. We're going to take a shot at it here. So we take the intelligence modifier minus the absolute value of aggression. That gives us a +2. That's a pretty good die roll modifier as far as I'm concerned. 3. I go to table 19. An energy cage is set up. I try to lure a creature. I did this before. This cost me an hour. I've been burning through supply checks, but because of the nature of this planet and my good die rolls, I haven't been eating too much. Now I have to determine the intelligence rating. It's got a +2 on the die roll for intelligence. 9, 11. It's a 9. This is a very smart critter. If the intelligence rating is 7 or more, or the creature's aggression modifier is -3, the creature flees. Oh well. Now, that means I can make another attempt to deal with this critter, and it's a pity I didn't capture him, because he's a +2 victory point critter. Oh, now, over here in the heavy vegetation, and that's what determined that this happened, a large freestanding vine-like growth suddenly lunges at the expedition. It is semi-mobile carnivorous plant. Uh-oh, I've heard bad things about these. If the expedition is surprised, conduct a combat with a ship 3 columns to the left on the table. Otherwise, choose an encounter strategy. Alright, we got to go through that surprise thing again. And once again, this happens so seldomly that I don't remember how to do it. So once again, I page through the whole thing. Ah, yes. So this is going to be a 4 through 6 because I'm exploring. I am not surprised. So I get to pick a regular encounter mechanism. I'm going to go with a capture combat. This is not an intelligent creature. So, for capture, we add intelligence and aggression modifiers to the die. Looks to me like a total of +1 to the die. I get a 7, that puts me to 23. We've hit that before. Determine the creature's aggression. So this is another creature here, 29. There's a lot of critters in this planet. His aggression is fairly high, +3. I get a 9, that gives me a 7 over on the chart. If the aggression is 4 or less, no. If the aggression is 5 or higher, I conduct combat with shifts to the left equal to the intelligence or speed modifier, whichever is greater. Well, neither one's positive. I'm not going to give myself shifts to the right. I don't think that's what's intended here. So, first I determine the combat rating for the creature. And that's one bonus to attacking creatures, is you get to check their combat rating, and you get at least 1 rating there. So +2, although you almost always get something. 10, he's got a big 8 combat rating. Alright, well, what do I have? I have 7, 14, 15 to 8, puts me at +7. If I could add a couple of points, say by throwing a stun bomb at him, I get on the better chart. And I want to do that. I take 1 loss, which I will take off my expedition supply, and I have captured this plant. And I put him in my cage. I'm going to want to bring him home, so I'll probably fast travel, maybe pick up some more supplies. I've got room for more, and my new stun bomb, and then head back out on another little exploration. Made it back. I still have 1 more E-cage. Uh-oh, I threw the navigator in that cage. That's terrible. I've got 1 more E-cage left. I'm only carrying 1 with me. Might want to carry 2. But just because my supply status at the base is fairly low, I think I'm going to carry that 2nd E-cage. The reason for that is, remember, I can eat supplies out of the shuttle with the 1 guy who's there. So these supplies are not wasted right now, and I can carry that extra E-cage, and I'm probably not going to be able to go out for another mission after this one. So if I can grab 2 critters, that's great. Vegetation hex. I'm following the river right now. Better supply modifiers, but I still have to cope with the big 6 that I have each turn here. Most of my rolls have been good, but I had one very bad one. Anyway, I found this thing. Number 79. The expedition encounters a large bear-like creature with patches of natural exoskeleton. Choose an encounter strategy. Well, it has a high intelligence. Again, I'm going to try to chat with it. So I add its intelligence modifier and subtract the absolute value of aggression. So I'm going to get a +2 on communicating with this. I get a 4. That puts me on 19 again. That's where I'm going to try to trap it, I think. Energy cage setup. I spend an hour. Where's my... Oh, I'm up at like 33. That puts me to 34. Which is pretty close to 2 checks in a row. I've had that happen before. Okay, so now I check its intelligence. And it's got a 2. Oh, I got a 12, which means I roll the die again. The modifier is not applied, and get a very high intelligence of 12. So this is a very smart critter. If the rating is 7 or more, or the aggression is -3, the creature flees. Now this would have been an interesting creature to discover. I might get another shot at him, but now I got to deal with my supply status, and I'm probably not going to be able to stick around long. This is teeming with life. I just found this thing. What is it called? A glass man. Another high intelligence creature with a big bonus if I capture it. I'm probably going to want to. I've kind of run out of space over on my thing. So 69. Let's see if it has anything special. It sounds like it will. The expedition discovers a long, spindly humanoid creature. Its gurgling innards can be seen through translucent skin. Ew. Communicate. Roll a die. Combat. Roll a die. Let's try talking to it. Let's see what happens. 5. It's a choose your own adventure type game. I go to paragraph 217. The glass man is much more hostile and intelligent than assumed. It suddenly produces a high energy weapon and destroys 1 character and 1 bot in the expedition at random. Uh-oh. If there are no bots in the expedition, 1 character is killed. After applying these losses, kill combat with the creature must be conducted. His combat modifier is +3 instead of +1 is printed on the counter. Well, that sucks. Would have been nice to capture him. Okay, well, odd even. My medical officer is just dead. We'll put him over in the bag. And which bot is destroyed? He destroys my Specibot, which isn't good because that's the guy who's better at at regular combat as well. That's going to cost me some serious victory points, I believe. Okay, now I get to fight him. Now luckily I don't have any critters with me. I'm going to have to bug out of here if I'm in this. Now I don't deal with this. I deal with actual combat, which means I just have to determine his combat rating, which I'll put down paper. And he's at +3 on the die roll. 10, he's an 8. I must do kill combat, so I don't have a lot going in favor of me here. Kill combat for the science officer, I think, is only a 2. This is his capture rating, which is what I'm always using. But yeah, his kill combat's only 2. The ambot's a little better. That puts me to 4. Now, I can toss this at him, and that puts me to a total of 6. I can't count the science officer in here. I have no other combat ability. So I have a total combat of 6, and what was he again? He's an 8. So I'm at -2 on here. I'm just hoping to survive this, basically. I get a D, which isn't the worst result. I kill hit, but I take 8 damage points. Alright. Well, this thing's dead. And 8 damage points. I'm going to take my expedition supply for that. Largely, entirely. That was a very, very bad event for me. I mark this as explored, and I'm going to fast move back to the shuttle, but I've got to make a survival check too. Up the remaining 5 hours trying to heal the navigator of a point of damage. That didn't work, and now I'm bugging out of here. I'll be getting a couple more critters to full value. I'm not going to worry about trying to heal anyone, but there's no reason why I can't just discover the critter values at this planet as I mark it explored. But that's my first casualty. That casualty is going to cost me. I don't remember the victory points. $10 victory points for the character who's killed. That really hurts my chances of winning this sucker. Something else is going to hurt my chances too. I lost the medic. That means each month that I spend healing, I only heal 4 points instead of 6, no more than 2 from any given character. It's going to take me 2 months to heal my characters. So let's see what I've got in points, how close I am. First of all, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 points in attributes that I've learned. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 critters. That looks pretty good so far. Another bonus of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10 points. And hey, there I'm at it, right? Now, let's keep seeing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more for planets. I'm up to 67. But this is the big but. I lost 2 bots. And I lost a character, which is 10. So I'm at 55 points. If I healed everybody and left now, I would still not win. I've got to do another planet at least. What can I do? Can I make it here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I cannot and do exploration and such not. So I've got to go to Apollo. Alright. I'll fly there. I make a hyper jump or whatever check. Only on a 2 or 3 do I get an event out of this. I'm good. So now I'm circling this planet, and I guess I'll find out my information about it. Okay, as I move to Apoplo, I actually got a pretty good result off of it. Just a heavy gravity rather than the oppressive. That's still going to be pretty damn painful though. Heavy gravity means I'm checking there, but oppressive's ridiculous. Normal atmosphere, so no extra payment there. 50% hydrograph, but a quiet geology. Life support value at 0, which means I'm not going to be spending extra support points for that. I assembled my crew. Again, 3 crew members. I almost considered going with just with everybody going on planet, but I'm going to leave the navigator behind. I brought the medikit with me. I'm going to try to heal him. I figure I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone that way. Of course, we haven't been very good with that so far. But if I can heal 1 point, that doesn't help me at all. I got to heal all 3. I'm probably not going to get that chance. But we'll see. I can, of course, not do all the heals that I need, and it's only a 1 victory point penalty for each guy I don't heal, or for each point I don't heal. I'm bringing an ambot and just an ambot to carry loads of stuff with me. The locations that I got were here, here, and the city again. Ooh. And the city's not on the 6 result. So, well, maybe I'll get lucky and be able to explore another city and get some significant points off of it. We'll see how that works out. But I've only got 26 supply with me. I took limited amounts of stuff, 3 cages, a stun bomb. I brought the holographer because if I get the city, I definitely want to take pictures. Alright, so we're over on 88. I don't have time to take a mulligan here, I don't think. I get a 5, which is what I wanted. That puts me in hex 1109 over here next to the city. And that's not the bad one. I know that I've got a different result here, right? I think. And that's going to be paragraph 117. Well, I'm going down. 117 says, the shuttle is set down on hard, cold ground, shielded from a glacier originating far to the east by a small hill. All alien city hexes are considered glacial ice. Crap! The climate is Arctic. That's not going to be good. I thought it looked like a city from space. Add 1 to life support. So that goes up to a 1. Well, this is not what I wanted. Deploy everybody in and begin exploring. This is probably not going to go well, which may mean I have to take a shot at getting to Mezzo. And right there, I'm losing 5 victory points per turn extra that I take. So there's kind of a painful aspect to that. I've more or less decided that I've panned this one out. My supplies are low at this point. I was discovering nothing, just stuff that I've found before, because you're always working off that same exploration matrix. And the terrain here is just not that different. The only thing that's really different here is probably that heavy gravity, and I haven't seen anything. I don't remember anything that had an effect on that. So I'm going back up, calling this one a day. I've cured my navigator. The rest and relaxation in the shuttle was very good for him, apparently, or at least the medikit was. And it looks like we're going to take a quick shot at Mezzo here. I gotta spend a month for this. I've got 5 months to get back. That would get me here with 1 heal. That would fix everything, but I'm about 5 points short from that by my calculation. So we're going to jump here and hope that Mezzo helps us. That's a 3-month jump. Remember, we're going to lose 5 more points. Well, more than that. 1, 2, 3. That's 5 points minimum. Plus, that's another 4 points. This has been able to be repaired. That was an Enviro rig that was damaged. That was my only damaged equipment. I could have repaired that at any point. In any of the other times I've taken a point off. Yeah, it just does not look like I'm gonna make this, but I've got to make a shot at it, right? All right. I guess that's tomorrow's task, because I was hoping to finish this up tonight, but another planet is going to push it a little too far. Oh, this is a classic cut your losses question, I could have made it back and not taken the penalty. I only have 2 months left. 1 month's going to be spent exploring Meso. 1 month moving here. That's 2 more months. I'm going to be at minus 10 victory points at least for that. Plus another 4 victory points for the health situation that I have to recover. So I've got like 20 victory points to make up on this planet. What would the chances of that be? In real life, I would probably choose to take the close loss, the 5 victory points or so lost that I could guarantee. But it's a game, and games are somehow about winning, and this is something I've discussed and kind of tossed over in my head over years and years and years, but I've done at least 1 or 2 videos on that center on this idea. And you feel compelled to try to win, to take that higher risk, to increase the overall cost. Hey, we're late, but we found something would be great. However, the odds seem low. It seems like not only will I have failed, but I'll have failed worse if I take this odds. Anyhow, this being a game, I do it anyway, even if it's against a lot that I believe in. Okay, so we hit Meso, and what we got was an Earth-like gravity, but no atmosphere. That puts the life support value up to 4. We're wearing environmental suits. I decided to go with a riskier operation, only 2 crew members. I'm not sure they're both going to go forward because I am also bringing 2 bots, a decent amount of supply, a lot of equipment, including the holographer, because these are my environments. This one twice, and this one. I've been chasing alien cities this whole time. Maybe I'll score big this time. Let's see. I get a 6. That's going to put me in 0806. Not the alien city. I'm going to burn the extra month. This was more than I expected. I'm going for it again. I don't think I got it. 1109. Oh yeah, I did. Is that right? Yeah, the last 2 are there. And this is going to be paragraph 117. And hopefully it'll actually be a city this time. The shuttle is set down on hard, cold ground, shielded from a glacier Oh, crap. All alien city hexes are glacial hexes. The climate is Arctic. Add 1 to the life support value. Deploy the characters, bots, and tools in the expedition display and explore the landing hex. Well, crap me out. Things keep looking like cities. It's Arctic. The life support is actually 5. Let's see if I can remember that. And I'm screwed. Badly screwed. I've essentially been here before. I've hit 167 and 170 again. These were rich finds before, but I can't find them again. I can't get that value from discovery of things I already discovered, right? Anyway, I'm about halfway through my supplies, recharging at the shuttle. This has just been a failure. This is essentially an environment that I have already discovered, and it's absolutely barren. One thing I was thinking, this little exploration matrix, it's a shame that they weren't clever with this. I've got a 2-digit number that I'm generating each time by rolling these 2 dice. A 6 and a 4, that's a 64, right? Each one is individual and distinct, which is a value that is true about all of these. Instead of putting these kind of random paragraph numbers, they could have just made the exploration matrix generate the paragraph number automatically. This is where you spend the majority of your time flipping between this table and the paragraph book. Of course, if you had the photocopy of the tables, you wouldn't be in this kind of trouble, or a photocopy of the paragraph book, because you page through it so much you don't want to damage things. But that would have been a clever design decision that would have saved a little bit of space. Oh. Here's something I forgot. If hasty movement, I didn't see there were modifiers. If hasty movement is just been conducted, one is subtracted from the die roll, and you can explore a hex multiple times. You can't explore a planet multiple times as far as I know. Upping the value, which may actually make it more likely that you find something. Oops. I never read those. I don't like reading things if I can avoid it. And this seemed simple enough. There were no spaces for modifications. Yes, this isn't bold, but I think through all the years I've never played that. Maybe I'm wrong. And that would partially defeat this, although by clever arrangement they could still manage it exactly the same. Anyway, where are we? I guess we're going to fit out the expedition and head out another time. And we know it's hopeless. Explored maybe half the environ and tapped out my resources. That high life support value hurt a lot. I'm bugging out. I could probably explore another hex or two, certainly, but yeah, there's just no point. So we've got the values that I calculated before. Let me put one of these in play. It doesn't pay to heal. It's going to cost me a month to get 4 victory points back. Each month has cost me 5 at this point. So I spend 1. Let's just get out of here. That's my last one. Now we flip over to extended, and I spend 2 more months. So I'm going to have minus 10 victory points. I'll do a quick calculation. Make sure that I was correct, that I was at like 55 last time with all the penalties. It should be 54 because the rover counts like a bot. So anyway, what I've got here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 critters. 10, 13, 16, 17, 18 points. Stats discovered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 7 points for those aliens that I discovered. We're close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for planets. But now the minuses. I lost a bot and a rover. Sorry, 2 bots and a rover. That's minus 3. I lost a character. That's 10. I went 2 months over. That's 10. That's the killer of this whole thing. And I just shouldn't have. And I've got 4 hit points of damage, which I could have cured had I not done that. So I'm at 42 instead of the required 60. I could have been at 55. This is clearly a severe failure. You know, the captain wouldn't have gotten a promotion for coming in with 55, but maybe he would have kept his job. With this 40-something, there's a good chance that he's going to get sacked, or she actually in this case. There was a story that went along with this. Anyway, what you saw with this particular game was, I think, a particularly boring one because the same environment kept coming up. I was aiming for it, there's no question there, but it kept showing up, and had I been aware, paragraph 117 I should have recognized because I had seen that one at least once before and known that that was a bad one. So I should have taken my initial guess, the rare of this one. Sometimes the rares are good, sometimes they're bad, whatever. Anyway, I think it gives a pretty good idea of the game. There's a lot of tedious page flipping that you saw at times in the overview, but just remember, I'm doing that continuously. Every single hex I'm doing that. And that's a real killer. And then some other little bits of information. Basically, you almost want 2 sets of the rules, or you want to photocopy a couple of key parts of it, or make a cheat sheet. Because my ex-wife never played this, I think actually we played it once together, but I was kind of running it for her, so she didn't have the irritation of needing the cheat sheet in the same way. So I never got one out of this. Basically, I played it, she played it, and I played the system just so that we could do something together. I find that more fun than playing a game like this pure solo. All right, up this one goes, and I'll be back with